They had machine guns. Thousands of rounds. The full might of the military. Their enemy? Flightless birds. What happened next became one of the strangest defeats in military history. In 1932, Australia declared war. Not on another nation, but on birds. The enemy, 60,000 emus, marching across Western Australia's wheat belt. The weapon? Soldiers armed with machine guns. This is the story of the Great Emu War. After World War I, thousands of veterans were given land in Western Australia to farm. The government promised them a fresh start and a chance to rebuild their lives. But the soil was harsh, the markets were unstable, and the Great Depression was closing in. Then came another problem, one with feathers. Every year, emus migrated inland after breeding season, searching for water and food. In 1932, their usual path led them straight into the newly cleared farmland. Tens of thousands of emus descended on the wheat fields. They trampled fences, tore through crops, and left the farmers' fields in ruins. For veterans already struggling to survive, this was the final blow. Desperate, the farmers appealed to the government for help. They asked for something drastic: machine guns. Remarkably, the Minister of Defense agreed. The operation would be led by Major G.P.W. Meredith of the Royal Australian Artillery. On November 2nd, 1932, the soldiers arrived with 2 Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. The plan seemed simple. Gather the birds and drive them toward the guns. Reality had other ideas. Emus, it turned out, were far from easy targets. They could run up to 30 miles an hour and scattered the moment danger appeared. On the first day, soldiers spotted a group of 50 birds. They opened fire, but the range was too great, and most rounds missed. The emus broke formation instantly, darting in every direction. A second attempt followed, near a local dam. This time, over 1,000 emus had gathered in one place. The soldiers waited for the perfect moment to strike. But the gun jammed after firing only a dozen rounds. The flock scattered into the scrub before another shot could be fired. Major Meredith even tried mounting a machine gun on a moving truck. He hoped speed would give the soldiers an advantage. Instead, the truck bounced wildly across the uneven terrain. The gunner couldn't aim, and the emus simply outran the vehicle. Day after day, the pattern repeated. The birds seemed to sense the danger and adapt. They split into smaller groups, making them harder to target. Local witnesses said the emus almost seemed to have a lookout system. One bird would raise its head, and the rest would scatter on cue. By November 8th, 6 days in, the operation was quietly paused. Newspapers back in the cities had caught wind of the story. Headlines mocked the military's failure against a flightless bird. Questions were raised in Parliament about the cost and the outcome. Ammunition had been spent, thousands of rounds, for minimal results. Yet the farmers' fields were still under threat. So the operation resumed on November 12th with new tactics. This time, the soldiers focused on ambush points near water sources. Slowly, the results improved, though never dramatically. Over the following weeks, several hundred emus were reported killed. Compared to the tens of thousands roaming the region, it was a small fraction. By early December, the operation was called off for good. The military's official verdict was clear: the emus had won. Major Meredith himself later remarked on the birds' extraordinary resilience. He compared their toughness in battle to elite fighting units. The press seized on the irony, and the story spread far beyond Australia. The Great Emu War became a symbol of nature's resistance to force. In the end, the farmers found other solutions. Fencing, bounty systems, and better barriers proved more effective than bullets. The emus continued their yearly migration, largely undisturbed. Today, the story is remembered with humor, but also with a quiet respect. It's a reminder that even the most modern weapons can fail against nature's instincts. And that sometimes, the smallest, most overlooked creatures refuse to be defeated. The Great Emu War remains one of history's strangest military campaigns. A war declared with guns, and won, ultimately, by birds.